Do you feel that your back just will not grow despite everything that you do? Or that your back is lagging behind your chest, shoulders, biceps, all your muscle groups, and that you're not getting the results that you believe that you deserve? I'm here to give you guys 3 personal tips that have helped me on growing an aesthetic and strong back. And it's coming from me, someone who has an overdeveloped back, a back that is better than the rest of their physique. Before we get into these tips, I want to give you guys some background about growing a big back, and it'll be quick. There are only 2 things that I want you guys to consider when trying to build an aesthetic or strong back. The 2 things are back width and back thickness. So back width is what that aesthetic, TikTok influencer, gym bro, like the Ziz guy wants. It gives you that V taper. It makes you look like a upside down Dorito. It sticks out from the front on something like a double front bicep. Like the back width is what shows when you do a front double bi or anything from the front, because, well, it's pretty intuitive. You just see it because it's wide. And then back thickness is what like powerlifters have. It makes you look like you would fight off a grizzly bear, or you are a grizzly bear, and that makes you look like you can deadlift 600 pounds, or you probably do deadlift 600 pounds. It makes you look big in clothes, and it gives you that 3D look that you want in a big back. So both of these are extremely important if you want a strong aesthetic, just overall a great back. You cannot have one without the other. You need both. So now that we know this, I'm going to give you 3 tips about growing your back. So 1, you should hit it hard and heavy. Lifts like deadlifts, barbell rows, weighted pull-ups are all great exercises to start your back day with. You should track your progress and focus on progressively overloading. Do you think someone who can deadlift 600 pounds or do 100-pound weighted pull-ups has a small back? Do you think someone who can barbell row 225 or 315 has a small back? Of course not. Pretty much just start your back day with something that you can go heavy with and something that is super easy to track your numbers, something that you'll just remember, right? You're not gonna forget your all-time PR in deadlift. So pretty much the first exercise should be focused on strength for the back. Number 2, remember how we spoke about width versus thickness? Well, I included that because I have this tip. Pretty much, long story short, you need to train both. And do you know how? Well, there are hundreds of different, fitness gurus online talking about, oh, well, if you do this and this and this exercise is perfect for thickness and this one's perfect for width. Well, I'll say this, do what works for you. So how do you know what trains your back width versus your back thickness? Well, just be mindful on where you get a pump and where it hurts. A great rule of thumb, for me at least, is elbow placement. If your elbows are down by your side, like this, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but elbows up, elbows down by my side, parallel to my body, you'll be working your lat width. If they are more up, at like 45 degrees or like 80 degrees, even 90 degrees, you'll be working your back thickness more. So just try it right now. Try pulling your elbows in, parallel to your body, and just squeeze your lats. Do you feel it more on the outside of your lats? Well, that's your lat thickness. Now try thickness with me. Just raise your elbows up 90 degrees or 45 degrees, whatever works, and just flex your lats now. Do you feel it more in the muscles around your shoulder blades? Well, there you go. That's thickness. And number 3, this is the final tip, which is to actually hit all parts of your back. Your lats are only like 50% of your back, so start training like it. Rear delts and traps are extremely, extremely important in building a strong back, and probably are the most underrated and underdeveloped muscle on average gym bros. Building that upper inner back will give you that like movie star aesthetic TikTok boy, but not like the skinny TikTok boys, you know what I mean? Like the ones that are like 16 and on hella juice. And it'll just make you look like an overall god. Overhead pulls, which is pretty much like this, rear delt flies, reverse pec deck are all great options in training both your rear delts and traps. A little tip that I've learned over the years about traps is that on your push days on your shoulders, when you do heavy, heavy lateral raises, it'll hit your traps super hard, but it's a secret, don't tell anyone. And that's the whole video. I tried to keep it quick, concise, and I didn't want to waste any of your time. I hope you learned something, and I hope you start training differently if your back is lacking. And thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you learned something new, and comment if you have any questions. And go get big, boys. Peace.